Do not watch this video because it might just convince you to hit that wildcard button. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are good and you enjoyed game week 1, and of course you're looking ahead to game week 2. If you're not looking ahead to game week 2, it might be because you're considering hitting that wildcard button, and if you are, well, I'm here to show you a wildcard draft. But before I do, I feel like I should give you the pros and cons of wildcarding early. I just want to go on record here and just declare I am not wildcarding, but I will show you the team I'd produce if I was. And there are huge benefits to wildcarding early. You're building team value because right now in the first few game weeks, players go up at a rate of knots. In terms of price rises, this is the time you can really benefit from team value and getting on the in-demand players. The other, of course, benefit is you're bringing in players that have probably just done well in game week 1 and you've learnt lots with the eye test for those that even didn't score points but look good. And you can probably restructure. Now, the restructure thing is the most important thing because there are many watching out there that went all pre-season, I asked myself, should I go Salah or Haaland? And maybe the answer was both. Now, I'm not saying the answer definitely was both, but seeing what we saw, and last season, by the way, those that went both were heavily rewarded early on. Maybe it is both. The benefit of both is this year, there's so many good enablers. There's so many good players priced between 5 and 6 million. And I'm not just talking about the midfielders in that bracket. The defenders at 5.5, 6 million could be pulling up trees for your team. So you could go really big at the back, go Haaland and Salah. Now, of course, there are negatives to wildcarding. And I think that's fairly obvious, right? You don't have one in your back pocket. And you can't judge around pre-planned fixture swings. Many look at a wildcard window of game week 6 or game week 11 or game week 13. That planning goes out the window if you just go and do it now. You've spent 4 weeks planning a team. Do you really want to rip it up after 3 days of football? Just throwing it out there. But maybe you do. And if you do, that's totally fine. Play the game how you want to play it. Now, if I was wildcarding, this is the team I'd go with. By the way, if you fancy hitting that like button, if you want to subscribe, that would be amazing. And do drop a comment below. Thank you for all your comments. I am replying to all of them. So like, subscribe with the notification bell and comment if you fancy. But look, this is my team right now. This is how I'm set, my 15-man squad. If I was wildcarding, how many would I keep? Well, this is quite a good exercise to do. I actually don't know if it's radical enough, but it's pretty radical. Let's go through them, shall we? Sanchez, let's just get rid of some. Let's get rid of some first. Nico Williams, he can go. Let's get rid of Nico Williams. I wouldn't go double Forest defence now, I don't think. Let's get rid of Pedro Porro because might need a bit of money out of there for another Spurs defender. But let's get rid of Esteve and go quite big at the back. We'll get rid of, with a heavy heart, we'll get rid of Palmer. We'll get rid of Wirtz because we need to get rid of some expensive players because remember, we're going Haaland and Salah here. We'll get rid of Dewsbury Hall as well. I think good, but I think they could be better. We're going to get rid of Watkins and we're going to get rid of João Pedro. So look, we're cutting all our expensive forwards other than Salah pretty much. So right now, you can see who stays. It's pretty radical changes. Now, the team I'm about to produce leaves about 0.4 in the bank, depending on when you buy these players. For some, it will leave nothing in the bank because they won't watch this video till Friday, and these players are going up. For others, you might have 0.5 in the bank because you went early on a couple of transfers. Let's have a look at the fixture ticker first and foremost. Now, this is from Fantasy Football Scout. And guys, if you haven't already checked Scout members area out, it's a proper good resource pre-season. I'll leave a link in the description. I think there's probably a QR code on screen. So look, this is the fixture ticker filtered by difficulty. Right now, Bournemouth are right at the top. So you're going to see a Bournemouth attacker added to this. But we have just seen, Gianni, you've cut out your Chelsea attackers. You've cut out Ollie Watkins. They're right at the ticker. And this is another reason why wildcard perhaps isn't the best move. You've planned around good fixture runs. You might be selling players that have good fixture runs. Do you want Cole Palmer, João Pedro, Ollie Watkins for Brentford and West Ham? I think you probably do. But, okay, I hear you. We're going to go after the form from the weekend and we're going to chase. This is a proper knee-jerk wildcard. But look, if you're wildcarding, you're knee-jerking. And that's fine to knee-jerk, and we must play our own games in fantasy. Don't be told by me or any of your favourite content creators what decisions you should make. What our job is as content creators to do is to offer you options, right? And it's to, give a bit of advice, but to offer you options and give our thoughts on different processes, different tactics, different players. So here's my thoughts on a wild card. Probably not, well, it's not for my team, but I haven't seen your team. It might be good for your team. And genuinely, I like the team I've produced. And I think Salah and Haaland could be a cheat code because there's so many good 5.5 to 6 million players out there. So let's go through them. Sanchez, I would keep in goal. Chelsea going to keep bundles of clean sheets. Dubravka is a 4 million starter. I think we need to talk about keepers, right? Murillo, I still think is going to be a DEFCON beast. Nothing has changed. I would want to protect Nottingham Forest. Double up might be too much, but they were so unlucky to concede that stupid penalty. Without the penalty, Brentford did nothing. And those that had Forest defenders, I had 2. We should have been rewarded with clean sheets. And I had heartbreak in the last 10 minutes there of that football match. But Nico Williams is going to come out because I think there's more upside from other defenders than by going to Forest. And Aït-Nouri is going to come into this team. Now, Aït-Nouri has been absolutely brilliant in that one game. He not only picked up DEFCON, he picked up bonus points too. Pretty rare for a defender that doesn't get an attacking return to pick up bonus points in a 3-0 win. Fair play. He wasn't overly attacking. He will be in other weeks. Wolves pinned him back at times. Pep went for wingers, which meant the fullbacks had to be more reserved. Aït-Nouri is going to be a source of huge points. Now, Daniel Munoz got me 5 points on my bench this week. That was annoying. He, of course, stays in this team. He was one of my locked-in picks early in pre-season, and I knew I was going to bench him versus Chelsea, and of course he went and got a clean sheet. But Daniel Munoz is staying in this team, and I'm happy with Munoz in this team moving forward. The Palace fixtures aren't the best, but he's someone that will pick up points against tough teams. Crystal Palace are a problem for big teams. FA Cup, Community Shield, opening day versus Chelsea. They played big names, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and they caused them problems. Pedro Porro. I really like Porro, especially with no Maddison, but I think I need some money in this team to get to Haaland and Salah. So Van de Ven's going to come in again. Spurs are going to keep clean sheets. You save $1 million. You don't get quite the output, but I think for $1 million saving, I'd make that now, having watched Spurs. And then Esteve, the 5th defender's a great spot, right? But 4 million, yeah. But I actually think this team, because of Haaland and Salah, this team might be a back 5 some weeks. This sounds weird, right, to say. I could genuinely see myself with this team playing 5-4-1. Mental, 5-4-1. When do we ever play that? But defenders this year might be the cheat code. We've seen it with the new bonus changes that defenders are benefiting with Aït-Nouri, right? All those defensive actions, not only do they benefit in the bonus for tackles, interceptions, blocks, clearances, but with the addition of DEFCON and the tweaks to bonus we've seen in the last 2 years, defenders have had this massive bump. And defenders, because they haven't done well in previous years, aren't priced high. In years gone by, the best fullbacks in the league cost us 7.5 million, 8 million. I think we paid 8 once for Trent, did we? But you're looking at Alonso, Cancelo, 6.5, 7 million. Now you get these best-in-class fullbacks, like Aït-Nouri, like Cucurella. Let's put Cucurella in, who got 9 points at the weekend. Again, 3 bonus points. Cucurella, Aït-Nouri, Munoz will be another one. On his day, Frimpong will be another. They're going to be best in class, and they are going to massively outscore 6 million forwards. 6 million up top, 6.5 up top gets you 6 million up top gets you what? Igor Thiago gets you Fulkrug. Who's going to get more points? Cucurella, Aït-Nouri, or Fulkrug and Igor Thiago? I bet it's the defenders. So back 5 might work, especially because we need loads of 5.5 to 6 million players. So Cucurella in here, back 5 could be awesome. Now let's get to the midfield though. So Salah's obviously in this draft. But we're going to put a couple of players that really caught the eye over the weekend. Mohamed Kudus is a proper baller. He is Thomas Frank's and Burmo. Whether Thomas Frank at Brentford was playing a 4-3-3 and Burmo was wide right. And then against good teams, like against Man City this weekend, Thomas Frank will play a 3-5-2. That will be Kudus up top in a front 2, just like it was versus PSG. Kudus is going to get loads of points playing in that advanced and Burmo role. He'll take some of the set pieces. Unfortunately, we don't think he'll have penalties, but fine. He's 6.5 million. Kudus is a cheat code, and he's been criminally underpriced, I think, this year. The other cheat code could be Semenyo and Bournemouth. Let's go back to that fixture ticker, actually. Who was top? Bournemouth. You take away the Gameweek 1 fixture, which we all saw Liverpool away and didn't pick Bournemouth players. Well, now that fixture's out the way, they're about to go on a fixture run of Wolves, Tottenham, Brighton, Newcastle, Leeds. Semenyo started last season so well. Like, Semenyo hits the ground running off the back of a nice break in the summer. He looks hungry. He looked amazing at Anfield. He looks greedy, and we like greedy in FPL. He should have passed. That second goal, that 3-on-3, he had two great options either side to give his teammate probably a better chance than he had by taking the shot. He found the back of the net, so all was forgiven. Semenyo's greedy, and we like greedy in FPL. So Semenyo comes in, price rise already, probably go up again this week. And then to Gianni Reinders, we don't need to discuss, because if you don't have Reinders in your team, whether you're on Wildcard or not, you should probably get him. Yeah, he's that good. He's 5.5 million, and he should be way more. And so grateful for all your comments saying, Gianni, thank you so much. I picked Reinders because of you. And I didn't want to push any player on your pre-season. I didn't call anyone a must-have. But I think I made it very clear that to Gianni Reinders was as close as I said to a must-have. So when he got 10 points, I was relieved in a way, but also very grateful for your lovely comments on my videos so far this week, guys. So if you have watched me this pre-season, you've probably picked Reinders. I think I did a poll, 70+% of my viewers are on him, which is great because I know his ownership's much lower than that. We're going to go Elliot Anderson because I watched Forest and I went, that is why Elliot Anderson is an awesome asset in this game. He controls the midfield. He has assist threat. He also is going to pick up so many DEFCON. And he was so close to it again. He got the clean sheet point. No, sorry, he didn't. He got the assist points. He should have got DEFCON. I think he was 1 or 2 off it. He's going to get DEFCON a load. Nottingham Forest look good. They look well rested. They started the season well last time out, and they have good fixtures. Elliot Anderson, I think Dewsbury Hall's a really good pick, and I'm happy with him in my team. But if I was on Wildcard, I'd go Anderson. So look, things are taking shape. Before we show you the front line, though, I've got to show you a graphic, haven't I, of the big man himself. So let's just look at the numbers of Erling Haaland. Thank you for subscribing, by the way, guys. I hit 32k on deadline day of Gameweek 1, which really meant a lot. And I would love this channel to really grow this season. And I feel like the start we've had to you guys watching my content, but me doing more videos, I feel like you guys are maybe, wanting to subscribe and wanting to watch more videos. So I hope that continues. And I hope you're seeing good value on this channel in terms of advice, but also all the graphics and the time we put in editing the videos. So if you want to show your support at all, the best way of doing that is with that subscribe button. Erling Haaland has 2 goals from 6 shots. He misses a couple of big chances, and he clocked an XG of over 2. Now, the first goal was typical Haaland, a pull back and a tap in. The second goal, yes, maybe Jose Salah should save it, but it just showed me Haaland is firing. That sort of edge of the box, left footer to the bottom corner. His link up with Gianni Reinders was so good. 2 goals, 3 bonus points. And he still missed a couple of big chances. There will be days where he doesn't miss a big chance and he scores 4 of his big chances, or three or 4 in a game. Like, he's got the whole potential every week. Now, we know how Haaland started last season, don't we? 7-pointer, and then he had back-to-back 17s. If you can get him in, he'd be my captain this week if I owned him. In this wildcard team, there's no Arsenal attacker. If I was on free hit, I'd have Arsenal attackers, and I'd bring in Saka on free hit, and I'd captain Saka. But on wildcard, I don't think you go Arsenal. And you definitely go Haaland, and I think you captain him versus Spurs. So look, he would be my captain this week. Now, we're going to go through what this team doesn't have in a minute. And I want to talk a little bit more about Arsenal, but I definitely want to talk about Man United. Because Man United, really encouraging performance, defeat to Arsenal. Up front here, we're just going to go for Mark Guiu stays, and we're going to go Mayenda, just because he's 5.5 million. You've got money in the bank to go to Igor Thiago if you want, depending on when you wildcard in the week and if you made the most of price rises. Regardless, I actually think this might be a sub spot. I think the forward 2 spot, Mayenda or Igor Thiago if you go there, is probably your first sub. And I genuinely think you play 4. No. 5-5-1. No, hang on. 5-4-1. My maths. Yeah, 5-4-1. Yeah, 5-4-1. I don't know if my editor's going to take that out or not. She can leave it in if she wants. Whatever. 5-4-1. By the way, my videos, the ones with all the bells and whistles like this, the music, the sound effects, they're edited. So that's awesome. Because that's better quality, like TV, YouTube, whatever. but half my videos are recorded as live and I just have graphics made and I just press start and press stop. And I can't always have all the bells and whistles. So these videos, we try and do you a couple of times a week, especially around team selections, because obviously they look better. But unfortunately, time and energy to edit every single one is a bit tricky. And we want to give you the best edited content. So look, Mendes in there and it'd be 5-4-1 with Mendes on the bench most of the time. And I'm fairly happy with this team. If I was wildcarding, I'd genuinely be very close to this, and I would go for both big dogs. What you don't have in this wildcard team is Arsenal and Man United. Now, both of them interest me. Arsenal, I'd happily wait until the bad fixtures are over, like game week 7. And I know Leeds is great entry point, but it's a rough run for Arsenal, right? Arsenal have Leeds. They're still bottom of the ticker. After that, it's Liverpool, Forest, City, Newcastle. You won't have a 4-game run harder than that for Arsenal all season. Liverpool, Forest, City, and Newcastle, no tar. Man United have good fixtures. Fulham, away is tough. Burnley at home would be an amazing entry point game week 3, and maybe I'd consider getting to a Man United player for game week 3. Then it is City and Chelsea, though, and Brentford. Again, not the best run for Man United if you take Burnley out. But I was encouraged by Mbeumo. I was encouraged by Cunha. Bruno Fernandes was one-off DEFCON, but 9 million is a lot of money. Could Sesko become the pick because he's the cheapest? I think Mbeumo stands out, you know. Don't know. Time will tell. You need to scout Man United a little bit more in a game where they're perhaps winning and have more of the ball. But although they had a lot of possession second half, Mbeumo versus Cunha will be an interesting one. The saving on Bruno could be significant enough to shop there. Even though they don't get DEFCON, I think Mbeumo is going to get a load of goals. So that's where I'm at with this team, guys. No United, but maybe if I spent a bit more time on it, I could shoehorn an Mbeumo in. No Salah. No Saka, and I think I'm okay with that despite the game week 2. I'd captain Haaland. I'd play a 4-5-1 or a 5-4-1 most weeks. Hit those buttons on the way out, and I'll see you in 24 hours for another video.